What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nate coming at you once again from the Basketball Nerds. Guys, when you subscribe to my channel, make sure you hit the notification button. Make sure you hit the notification button, because if you don't hit the notification button, you're not going to know when I come out with new content and new videos. And these videos coming up are going to be very important, because I'm going to start talking about more about college basketball, talking about the All-Star game and playoffs and different players and the draft and players you should watch, and I'll probably talk about sports betting and how to make money from sports betting and how to make money as a coach. Okay, so let's get off into it. So first of all, we're going to go over the standings, NBA standings. I'm going to talk about why is Tennessee the #1 team in college basketball. Why is Tennessee the #1 team in college basketball? Also, too, I want to talk about LaMelo Ball and the McDonald's All-American. So if you don't know what it is, like what's the McDonald's All-American, you want to pay attention and watch this video. So let's get up in it. Okay, so let's start with yesterday's scores. Okay, so the Warriors beat the Washington Wizards 126-118. The Thunder beat the Pelicans 122-116. The Portland Trail Blazers beat the Phoenix Suns 120-106. And the Lakers fell to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, Steph Curry had 38 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Thomas Satoransky had 20 points, 3 rebounds, and 10 assists. Wow, it's pretty good. Drew Holiday for the Pelicans had 22 points, 9 rebounds, 13 assists. Russell Westbrook had another triple-double. The guy is amazing. 23 points, 17 rebounds, 16 assists. Amazing. Amazing. I'm going to do a video about him coming up pretty soon. Him and hold on, guys. Something's going on with my computer. Hold on. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Got it fixed. Okay, so I'm going to do a video about him, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. So look out for that video. Okay, Jake Layman for the Portland Trail Blazers had 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Kelly Oubre Jr. had 18.6 rebounds, 7 assists. Karl Anthony Towns had 27 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. Rajon Rondo had 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 13 assists. So that was that. Let's go over to the standings. I've been keeping you guys updated with the standings. So the Bucks are #1. The Toronto Raptors are #2. Indiana Pacers are #3. Sixers are #4. Celtics are #5. Nets. Surprise team. The Nets surprise team is #6, 26-23. D'Angelo Russell's having a pretty solid season. Charlotte Hornets are #7. Miami Heat. Wow, Miami Heat is #8. It's pretty good. Let's go over to the West. Here you have it. Warriors are #1, like I said. Denver Nuggets dropped to #2. Oklahoma City Thunder is #3. Portland Trail Blazers #4. Houston Rockets #5. Spurs are #6. Jazz moved up to #7. Clippers #8. And the Lakers are out as of right now, out of the playoff race. That's due to injuries, lack of consistency, defense, and they don't have LeBron James. Okay, so that's that. Let's go over to college basketball and look at the rankings. I want to talk about the Tennessee men's basketball team and why are they #1. So let's go over to college basketball. Okay, so here are the rankings. Okay, Tennessee is the consistent #1. They're #1 on both polls, the AP Top 25 and the coaches polls. They're number one, and I'm going to explain why they are number one. Duke is number two, Virginia is number three, Gonzaga is number four, Michigan is number five, Michigan State is number six, Nevada is number seven. Nevada's been around 7, 8, pretty much for the whole season. People people don't sleep on Nevada. Kentucky number eight, which I don't think this is their strongest team that they've had in a while. So okay, Kansas, Kansas is number nine. Kansas is a strong team, very strong team. Virginia Tech is number 10. North Carolina is number 11. Marquette's number 12. Maryland's number 13. Texas Tech is 14. I like Texas Tech. Buffalo. Okay, they coaches poll they got Buffalo number 14. Okay, and they got them number 15 in the top 25. Auburn's number 16. Houston. I like Houston. They're a fun team to watch. Fun team to watch. They're number 17. Villanova's number 18. Iowa, number 19. Methodical team. Ole Miss is number 20. NC State is 21. Mississippi State's 22. Louisville's ranked number 23. Iowa State's ranked 24. Iowa State is a good team. I like them. And LSU is number 25. So let's talk about Tennessee. Okay? Let's talk about Tennessee. Click on them. Let's go to statistics. This is what we do on the Basketball Nerd. This is what we do. Go over stats, highlight players, and look at standings. This is what I do in Basketball Nerds. If you want to know about basketball, if you want to keep up with basketball, this is the channel for you. Now, these three players, Grant Williams, Schofield, and Bone, you want to go to YouTube and look at these guys' highlights. Grant Williams, a strong, solid player, good inside player. I think he's going to the league. Is he going to be a lottery pick? I don't know, but he's strong on the inside. I mean, Schofield's too. I mean, just a strong physical team. This is Grant Williams right here. He's a junior from North Carolina, 6'7", 236. Those are his stats right there. Let me move this over here. I don't want to get flagged because one of my videos I got flagged off of a commercial. 20.7 rebounds, 3.6 assists per game. Strong player, inside player, very physical. I like the way they play. Very, very physical team. Really good team. Okay, let's go over to Schofield. Hold on. Okay. Once again, really, really, really good player. He's a senior from Zion, Illinois, 6'6", 241, but he's chiseled, muscle player. 16.7 points per game, 6.4 rebounds. Very good team, balanced attack. They move the ball well. They pass the ball well. And let's go over to this kid's helm and Jordan Bone. Excuse me. Look at those numbers right there. Solid numbers. I'm looking for him to have a really good year next year, his senior year, if he stays. Those are his numbers right there. Good passing point guard, quick, fast, good defender, heady player, smart player. Tennessee looks very good. Now, will they go all the way? Anything can happen in college basketball, but this team is no joke. All right, so let's go over to let's go back. Their only loss came to Kansas, and that game went into overtime. So this team's a good team. This team's a really good team. Also, too, side note, I just want to talk about this player. And he's not getting I don't think he's getting the just due that he deserves. Okay, now I mentioned this. I believe I mentioned this player before on one of my shows. Dedrick Lawson, he's Memphis, Tennessee. Now he's a transfer from Memphis. Look at those numbers right there. 19.5 points per game, 10 rebounds. Now you might say, okay, I seen this guy play multiple times. He has a smooth game about himself. Now I know this might be a stretch, but he reminds me of a Carmelo Anthony. Now Carmelo Anthony was more of a dynamic scorer at Syracuse, but this guy can score anywhere on the floor. Dedrick Lawson. Pay attention to this guy right here. I projecting that he will be a solid player the next level, NBA. If not NBA, definitely overseas, but he is definitely a pro player. Very smooth, good touch, not really athletic and not super fast, but he has good shooting ability. Okay, I wasn't really going to talk about him on my show, but I just wanted to, you know, make mention of this player. So let's talk about LaMelo Ball and McDonald All-Americans. Okay, so let's talk about LaMelo Ball not getting selected to the McDonald All-American. Now, if you're, I'm starting to realize a lot of people just don't follow amateur sports. They don't really follow college basketball. They don't really follow high school basketball. They only follow the NBA. There's a lot of channels, YouTube channels out there that just cater to the NBA. I'm one of the few channels that really do this. I'm one of the few channels that talk about high school ball, college ball, and pro ball. And I basically give a commentary with stats. I see a lot of highlight games, highlight videos, dunks, pranks. I see a lot of fluff where I try to get into the meat and potatoes. Okay, so the big tall Americans right here. That's where they picked. I said this in my last video about LaMelo Ball, and I said I don't know if he's gonna go. Um, well, he didn't get selected. Okay. So what I'm going to do after this, I'm going to go over the roster of the McDonald All-American. The roster and start paying attention to these names because these are going to be a lot of the guys that I'm talking about are going to be future stars in the NBA from college to high school. A lot of these guys are going to be future stars in the NBA, and I'm going to come back and like, I told you so. Also, too, if you're a sports bettor, you want to pay attention to some of the stuff that I'm talking about. Okay, so he didn't get selected. Now we're going to go over the roster later. This is interesting. According to USA Today, after coming back to Spire Institute for his senior season, LaMelo Ball has shown out and established himself as one of the top players once again. Well, he was a top player at Chino High School, Chino Hills or Chino High School, Chino Hills, whatever. He was a top player then. He recently reappeared in the ESPN Top 100, the class of 2019, at the 13th in the nation. Okay, 13th in the nation. Okay, he should be higher than that, number one. Number two, he was already a top player and he played professionally. And then he dropped back to high school. So he should be a top player. Interestingly, using those same ESPN rankings, Ball is the only recruit in the top 16 to not be included in the roster. Okay, we scroll down here. However, a report from November, roughly around the time Ball returned to school, suggested Ball may have been ruled ineligible for the McDonald's All-American game due to his time in Lithuania, according to a member of the voting committee. I don't even know why they allowed him to play high school ball to begin with. while the Ball family holds out that the youngest Ball son did not receive money for his time in Lithuania. The committee may have remained unconvinced and decided to leave Ball out of the contest. Potentially, Ball himself could have declined an invitation to play in the McDonald's All-American game. Per NCAA guidelines, players can only compete in two All-Star contests prior to their freshman season. That being said, Ball would have only declined that to stay eligible within the NCAA standards, and, well, that would be akin to throwing a cup of water on a forest fire. Ball and his family have torched their NCAA eligibility and continue setting the ashes ablaze with each pop-up shop feature Ball likeness at his Spire games. Okay. On top of that, the McDonald's All-Star Game is the top All-Star game for high school athletes, and it's very rarely, if ever, the only players turned down. Now, remember I said that in my last video what the McDonald All-American is. McDonald All-American is a top game. I said this in my last video. It's the top. They get the top basketball players in the U.S. They got East against the West, and at the end they give an MVP, and then there's slam dunk contest, then there's 3-point contest. There's different. I need to see when is that. Okay, there's different. Different things that they do. It's kind of like the NBA All-Star, and most of those players are going to top D1 programs. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty much saying why he wasn't eligible, which I figured that. Okay, so let's go over the roster. Let's go over the roster really quick. Okay, they don't have the roster; they just have the players, but they don't have their names. So I'm not gonna go over that. They just have their names. So excuse me, their pictures, but they don't have their names. So now, and when the McDonald All American game, I'm gonna talk about that. So I'll give a breakdown of that. So, for example, let's take Anthony Edwards, right? He's ranked number 2 overall in the chosen 25. He plays for the number 1 high school team in the country, Lemur School in Louisiana. Forward Isaiah Stewart, he's committing to Washington. He's ranked number 3. This is what I'm saying. Vernon Carey Jr., he's committing to Duke. That's what I said. They get the top players, usually the top 25 players in the country, and these are kids going to big major schools. James Wiseman, he's going to Memphis. Jade McDaniels, who was ranked number 6, Texas high school guard. Therese Maxey, he's going to Kentucky. So they're going to top major programs. Josh Green, okay, he's going to Arizona. So that's what the McDonald All-American is. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it on that note. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys share this video. Share it. Comment. Like it. You guys have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. It's your boy Nate from the Basketball Nerd. I will be coming back at you again. I probably there's so much basketball. I need to start talking about girls, so I'll probably do that. So, all right, guys. Thank you guys. You guys have a wonderful day.